I met a gypsy.
I mean, right now, after going through everything that you've gone through in the last 12 months, the next thing that tests you is going to be so much easier.
Yeah,
for
just
you to get
different,
through.
won't it? Yeah,
You know,
so different.
because you've got like a framework around, oh, well, I dealt with this like this
Yeah,
previously. And, you know, that's why they're saying like the hardest thing you've ever been through is the hardest thing you've ever been through.
Yeah.
You know, like until you've had that thing and you've kind of like overcome it, you don't really have a framework to do that again. And I think that there's something liberating about having some gnarly shit happen in your life, because you kind of know that you have a reference point. Like, I could definitely go through that again, you know?
Well, that was actually a huge worry of mine, was like I can't live through this again. Like, when I was like deep in it, I was like, I remember sharing my thoughts and feelings with family and close friends and being like, there is no way I would ever put myself in a position that this would be possible again. I don't want anyone to go through this, even my worst enemy. Like, absolutely not. It is just almost unbearable. Like, I had suicidal thoughts. Like, it was just so horrible. And someone told me, one of my close friends was just like, yeah, but it will be different next time. And it's so simple, but I was like, yeah, but how, like, I wouldn't be able to do this again. He's like, it's not going to be this again. Like, you've grown, you've learned more, like, you're strengthening your neck, because obviously my main worry was to hit my head again. He's like, just everything will be different. Like, it's not going to be the same. But at the time, obviously, I was convinced I wasn't ever going to ride again. But here we are, obviously, 16 months later or whatever, and I've raced a full season. I crashed my brains out at some of the races. Like, I should have lost an arm in one of my crashes. And then, and then here, have you seen at World Champs? I crashed against.
Instagram?
Yeah.
All right, let me try and find it. I need to see it.
Wait, it was like quite far down. So when I'm in the blue kit, so like dark blue kit, you'll be able to.
Let me have a look.
Or I can send it to you if you can't find it.
Oh, I'll do that. I want to see. I need context.
Because.
But it was that bad.
Well, bearing in mind, like, I qualified second with this crash, and at this
with this crash,
I was convinced. I've spoken about it already, but I was like, I've just done a Ken Roxon for sure. Like, my arm is just the fact that obviously, like, it doesn't look as bad it's mad that it doesn't look as bad. Wait, where is it? Okay. There you go. Should have sent now.
There you go. Oh, I did see this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it looks like quick, eh? In that, like, you can't really.
You see me check my fingers at the end? I was like, I thought I thought it had ripped my arm off. Like, the initial hit was just like, I remember my head went with my arm. Because when the initial hit, and I guess because I had insane arm pump after 4.5 minutes of Fort William, like, the blood must have just been all in you get severe, you can barely hold on. Like, everyone there can barely hold on.
Everyone's like that?
Most people. If you don't get arm pump, I'm sure you've had that surgery or whatever, but it is just brutal on the arms. And when I hit my arm, I remember looking at my arm thinking, like, they're just staring at it. I didn't even care how I was crashing after that. I was just floating through the air looking at my arm like, well, that's another season just gone. Like, fucking great.
Isn't it crazy when you crash, you have so much go through your head
in
like
that
the
point,
shortest period of time?
Yeah, because that, obviously, you just saw the crash. It's so quick. But then I hit the floor with my back, and I remember thinking, like, I'm not going to, like, my arm's going to be hanging off. Like, I've exploded my bone there's no way that I'm going to be able to move it. And that's when you see me look at my fingers, and I'm like staring at my fingers, and I wiggle my fingers, and I remember being so confused. Like, if you could zoom in, I think, on my face, I think I'd be frowning at my hands like, how the fuck can I still move my fingers? It was just I've never been in so much pain.
Really?
So much pain. And then not only that, when obviously I got into the medics, obviously they touched my arm. Honestly, it was so painful. I was wriggling everywhere. I was like, can't believe I put myself through this again. And the doctor was just like, Hey, we're all good, I think. Like, nothing's broken. And, like, I've never given a death stare so bad to a doctor in my life. Like, I've done a few death stares. And typically, my injuries have always been worse after being, like, when I go to a specialist, we find out that they're worse.
Yeah,
And
it's never better.
Yeah, I just looked at my dad and I was just like, nah. It's like, I would not be putting on a scene. I was like, no, I don't believe him. And he was like, oh, do you want some paracetamol? I was like,
Get me a chopper.
yeah, paracetamol. I need some morphine or something, mate. But yeah, no, that was really, really bad. But
So it just ended up being fine, like just bruising and shit.
yeah,
or?
it was like I had a huge hematoma, and I'm pretty sure like I still have a big lump and like bruising.
Yeah.
And I think like I must have torn the muscle. The bruising was gnarly. I couldn't hold on for like 3 weeks after. Like there was a lot of fluid, but luckily went down in time for the next World Cup. But that crash, I'd had a couple before that. I was obviously insanely scared of crashing again. But after that crash, I felt like, I was like, fuck, like, if I can do that.
man.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sweet. Like, that was like my 3rd crash of the season. I was just like, whatever. Like, I know how to crash a bike. Like, not all crashes are going to be bad. So I was just like, fuck yeah, like, let's keep on racing. Because I guess that could have, for sure, just been like.
Yeah, like, nah, I'm done.
Yeah. Which I was on the verge of doing. But that's exactly why I didn't do it. Because I was like, if I give in now, I feel like it would be so easy to come across a hurdle and just turn around and walk away. So I'm not that person. I don't want to be like, I've said it so many times and there's like, people must be so bored of me saying this, but I didn't want to be paralyzed by fear for the rest of my career or my life.
Yeah.
So I was like, if there's one time that I want to show to myself, I didn't even care about the result at that point. I was like, fuck, like, I've wasted the rainbow jersey again. So I was just like, I'm just going to, for my own sake, I'm going to strap up and I'm going to go up there and I'm going to ride. So I was like, fuck it. Like, I was so scared. I was like, I don't even know if I can hold on. I didn't practice in the morning. I tried, but like cried halfway, not even halfway. I made it to the 2nd corner.
No shit.
Yeah. And then just cruised down and didn't do another, I like missed out on the whole morning practice. I ended up getting 6th, which
Pretty
I'm
solid.
pretty stoked on.
Yeah.
And I was like 9 seconds off on like a pretty long track. So I was like, fair enough. But I was just so happy I made it down. And I was like so happy that I was like, I just didn't give up, because that would have been a really easy time after everything I've been through to just been like, you know what, this shit's too dangerous. I'm putting myself through too much fucking, I don't know, too many injuries.
Just the stress too. Like, you know, when it's gone from being something that was so fun and something that you love so much to then just being like, scared and stressed. Like it's a gnarly, I guess it's like too gnarly of a sport to be going into it with that headspace.
Yeah, for sure. But I wanted to like, I could feel the fun slowly coming back and like the enjoyment of racing. And at Worlds Week, I felt like myself again. Everyone was saying it on track. All the videos, you could tell I was right up there. Like the rainbows were definitely on the cards. But we were just staying like quiet and humble about it. And then that crash happened and obviously like everything just got blown up. But I was just like, I was finding the love for it slowly. I was like, I can't let this ruin it after everything I've been through.
That you've worked through to
like,
get there.
I've done so much. But yeah, it just goes to show, like, I was petrified of crashing my bike after my concussion. Like, the thought of it, I wanted to throw up. Like, if I thought about it, I just avoided thinking about it because the thought was just, I was just like, oh my God, like, I'll stop fucking walking downstairs if I get that scared.
Yeah.
So yeah, to get to that point, I was just like, yeah, I'm back now. Like, that's it. Like, if I can take a crash like that. But I just hope people see that, like, because a lot of the time people are like, fuck, you're so gnarly. Like, how do you have no fear? Or like, I'm like, dude, I think like I'm one of the, like, I am so scared of everything. Like, we wanted to go surfing here. I'm scared of getting eaten by a shark. Like, no joke.
You won't. I was
Everyone
scared too
says
when
that.
I started surfing.
Everyone says that, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm still scared. Like, it's not even reassuring in the slightest. I'm sorry. And then one of my mates got stung by a stingray the other day, and I was just like, so not only do I have to worry about sharks now, stingrays, and my fear of open water is just huge. I still went in, but honestly, the stress of being in that water was crazy. And Fox got me a custom surfboard, so big up Fox. That was insane. But I feel now forced to go into the water. But it's like, I hate being in the water.
That's a good fear to overcome, though.
It is, yeah.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.